Welcome back, everybody. Automotive Inc. here. Today we're going to go over 9 hidden features you may not know or know how to use on your 2024 Ford Super Duty. This should carry over from 2023 and of course up from there. Before we get started, if you don't mind smashing that subscribe button, helps the small channel out. At the end of the video, make sure you give me a thumbs up and notification bell so you know I'm posting new content. Without further ado, let's get rolling. First things first, we're going to cover something that Ford does, which, take it or leave it, I personally don't like it. It's the proverbial horn honk. When the truck's running, you forget your canteen or your salami sandwich, and you got to run inside. The truck's running, the keys in your pocket, you get out, and that blasted horn honks and honks and honks. It's loud, it's annoying. Here's how you're going to shut that off. No matter what screen you have, go into your vehicle settings right here, and you can see right here, key detection alert. Mine is shut off. You hit the little I, that is where the horn sounds when you get out of your vehicle. As long as your icon is off right there, it's on. It says at the top it's on. Turn that bad boy off. Got an F-150, that same setting will cover that. Another thing I want to cover is you have push button start. And for some reason, the car is always looking for the actual key itself. It can drain the battery in the remote. You get in and now it says no key detected. Here's where you're going to find your little hidden slot. If you have the 40/20/40 console set up, you come in here underneath your little Super Duty rubber thing, and right there, set your remote in there and the key will be detected and you will get remote started. Now if you have the 40/20/40 bench with the flip up console, underneath the little flip up storage in the far back of it, it is back there. Let me show you real quick on the actual screen. So if we go up here at our screen, I'll just show you. There's where I showed you on that one. If you have the bench seat, you can see right back there in their little sticky dicky, you put your key in there and your key will be notified and recognized. There is push button start on most of the new trucks. And if you have this seat, that's where your location's going to be. A lot of people don't know that, and if you don't, it can save you a lot of time by just checking this out. Next thing I want to tell you guys, Ford no longer has a handwritten, or I guess a Bible in the actual glove box there that tells you how to run your truck. Your owner's manual used to be available in the previous 22 version of the Ford app. Now it's only available in your screen. So from any screen that you have pulled up here, whether you have the smaller screen or the big screen, go to your features tab and there is your owner's manual. Now, the truck does need to be running for some of this to be actual shown, and within here you can go in and type in your actual thing that you're doing. I would say keep it very simple. If you're looking for key fob entry, I would just type in key so you can see the whole thing. That would keep it as simple as you can. And what's cool about this, as long as the truck's running, it can actually show videos of it, so that's actually pretty cool. Another little cool thing embedded in this system you may not have known as is you can actually record up to a short term of feedback within the system itself and send it directly to Ford. So if you see something in your truck or you don't like, you can actually record it. You'll go back into your features tab, hit the record feedback button, and you can actually record it, listen to what you're sending them, and send it directly to them. All right, another cool feature is within your actual key fob, if you have a keyless entry fob or if you actually have a key blade fob, obviously you'd flip that one out. But if you pull the actual key fob key out blank in there, you can actually lock several areas within your Ford Super Duty. One being the glove box, right there. Another being the center console, right there. And if you have the rear seat storage underneath, you have a keyhole right there and on the other side to lock that so the seat can't be lifted up and that storage down there is locked. Another cool feature is this keypad, guys. If you are the second owner and you don't have the actual code for it, you can go down to your Ford dealer, supply them your registration. Some will do it for free, some will charge you a small fee, but they can reset this keypad. And what this keypad allows you to do is you hit the bottom 2 buttons, it'll lock the truck. Now you can come up and either touch it with your passive entry if you have that, and if you don't, then you can unlock it. Means you can use this keypad to actually lock your keys in your car. If you're going to go canoeing or something, you don't want to lose them in the lake or whatnot, you can actually lock them in there, and it's super easy to use once you do it or set up your own code. I can't show you my own code, but if I just kind of pan away, it unlocks the door the same way. Very, very cool feature. For $25, it does disappear as a standard option on XLT and above, but you can get it for a small fee. I highly encourage you to take a look at that one. Now, if you have an up-trim truck with the 360 camera, or you have an XLT that has the premium package on it and you have 360-degree cameras, and this truck isn't all that dirty, but it does get dirty, you can look down here. You see that little square box right there? That's actually a windshield washer sprayer to clean off that camera. I highly encourage you guys, please don't use that stupid scrubby thing that cleans your windows at the gas station. I saw a dude the other day cleaning his muddy boots with one and then sticking it back in the tub. And all you're gonna do is pick that up, clean your cameras off, and clean your headlights off and your windows, and just scratch the piss out of those plastics. So that's just a word of advice there. But I'm gonna show you what's cool about that little block. So inside the truck, I'll actually show you how that works. Come over here, we're gonna push the camera button right here, and you can see my front camera is pointing down, and you'll watch right here, I push the windshield washer sprayer. And you can see right there, guys, it is spraying off that camera, and it actually comes out pretty high pressure and cleans it off even when it's super dirty. Now, you don't have one on your back tailgate or the side doors, but to be honest with you, those don't typically get dirty as quick when you're going places, especially if you're on a road trip, bad weather, get it covered and it's nasty and stuff like that. So it's just one of those things that's what that little block is. It's going to clean it off. Don't use that scrubber. Or once you actually wash the truck with a car wash, then you can actually wipe down your things with a towel or something if they're dirty, if you don't want to use the sprayer. But yeah, a lot of people don't know that little sprayer is there. Now, while we're touching on cameras real quick, you may not know this quite yet, but as of 2024, Ford now allows you to keep your cameras up while you're driving. So while you're driving down the road at no matter what speed, you can actually click this button and actually toggle through any of your camera views, which is fantastic. And it gives you the full screen shot of it. So I love that you can have this up if you have any indication you want to watch tires or anything like that. That is really cool that now it is an option. You do have the additional cameras down here you can buy for the trailer and add those within the screen. But you may not know that you can actually go home here, and on the side screen, you can actually cruise down here and have your bed camera up right there, and all you got to do is click that. So if you're carrying cargo, want to watch the straps and everything while you're driving down the road, you most certainly can have that view up. Now we're going to cruise into the locking diff. Do you have one, and how do you use it? So if your truck came equipped with a locking rear differential, you're going to push this button. You will see an actuator come up and a screen on the screen here, and it will automatically engage and disengage over 30 miles per hour when these systems are in use. So keep in mind, if you have this, if you don't have that, then you don't have a locking rear diff, and it's not necessarily a big deal, but you can use this for extra traction control, extra grip when you're slipping and sliding before you even engage the four-wheel drive. So see, you can use this in 2 high, lock your rear diff, get a little extra traction. That doesn't work, click it over to 4 high. And again, you see that we have down there in the bottom left, a little icon saying that it is. Now it will go in and out on its own. So just keep that in mind. Depending, once you hit a certain speed, it does go out. That leads me into the 4-wheel drive system, guys. We look at all these buttons down here. 4 high, this is for just general traction in bad weather. 4 low is going to be for some serious slow off-roading. But in Ford, we'll go out and talk about the hubs here in just a second. When you push this means you have automatic locking front hubs. It's called shift on the fly and the old thing. And even if you have a floor one, you have 4-wheel drive. But we're going to go in and talk about the hubs here in just a second. But yeah, you can click in and out of these two while you're in motion. This one you're going to need to be stopped and put into neutral. There's a procedure for that. And of course, you can use your locking rear diff like we just talked about. But what I always tell people about 4-wheel drive, and you may not know this, is if you're already slipping, get your foot off the throttle, gas pedal, whatever you want to call that, and let the vehicle and the powertrain kind of slow down. Don't be getting into the throttle and gassing it, slipping, and jam that in. You'll hear a bad clank, and over time, that can be bad for your 4x4 system. Now that we're outside, we're going to look over here. We can see the hubs I was just talking about, guys. You see auto and you see lock. Now, this is in auto position, meaning you have 4x4 by just pushing the buttons. However, Ford still uses these, GM and Dodge do not. They have automatic locking hubs, which is fine. However, if those systems, electronically or vacuum actuated, whichever ones they use, whichever year you're talking about, those go out, you no longer have an actuator working on this wheel or the other wheel. So what you would do is come out here. If the 4-wheel drive system is not engaging, all you got to do is twist it and lock, and now it is still locked in even though the electronic or vacuum system has failed. But don't forget to come back and put these in the auto position so you're good to go. Another feature, we're going to look inside the bed here. A lot of people don't know this about the Super Duty for 24. You open up your tailgate, guys, and you see these things. These are actually tailgate tie-down points on both sides. You have 2 down here, which is nice, especially when you have longer cargo that goes outside of that. Another thing I want to talk about for 24 is they changed the box link. You can see right there, looks like an outlet in a house. That is the box link. They have made that easy to use. It'll hold a strap. It's no longer a pain in the butt, and it's usable without having to buy extra pieces. But you'll see box link on your thing, but you won't see the package anymore with those little T-hook tie downs because that has been changed. But another thing you may not know is they offer like 6 or 7 different kind of cleat tie downs to add to that little outlet looking tie down point. If you're interested in certain kinds or whatnot, they actually offer. You can check your Ford dealer, you can check on the Zon or whatever. Now, last but not least, we're going to talk about upfitter switches. So most trucks are going to come with these, not all, but most of the time people are doing it. When these are on at night, you'll see them blue because they're not on. Yellow means they're on. But these switches right now have power to them, but they're not giving power to any of the accessories. But how do you use those switches? Well, you're going to need to pop the hood, guys, and right down here underneath this is going to be your power block for your upfitter switches. And once you take the top off, you can basically see where those are at. And underneath that is where you're going to find the wiring so you guys can tap in and add your accessories, whether it be snow plow lights or whatever else accessory you want to put on that truck. And that is your 9 hidden features that you may not know about your Ford Super Duty, or you may not know how to access, or you may not know how to find. So I hope that helps a lot, guys. Make sure you check out the rest of the channel. Again, I have more in-depth videos on a lot of these features we just talked about, so go over and check those out on the channel. And I appreciate you guys being here. We're going to catch you on the next one.